support.
The maestro, please!
It's good to finally be back home again and with actual recording equipment. This will be for the week of
August 6th, 2019.
On this day in music back in 1942, Dmitri Shostakovich's 7th Symphony was premiered in Leningrad during an ongoing Nazi siege. The symphony was broadcasted towards the Nazi forces as a form of psychological warfare. Not often you see an album by a countertenor, the highest of all male vocal ranges, so I was impressed by Orliński's performance, but I was even more impressed with the orchestra that accompanied him, the Il Pomo de Oro under Maxim Emelyanychev.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
Well, this is about as smooth jazz gets. Fun fact about Steve Cole, though, he's also a professor of music business at the University of St. Thomas in Minneapolis. Smith and Hay have been putting work. I feel like we just looked at Jazz Part 2 only a little bit ago. Regardless, this time they're joined by Reid on the entirety of the album, and he's a very talented sax player. So if you weren't feeling Steve Cole, hopefully you're feeling Reid.
Singing,
I love rock and roll!
Alabama, get away, get away. Alabama, get away, get away. Only way to please me, just around and even walk away.
The Grateful Dead actually very much liked the Uptown Theater in Chicago. They performed there 17 times. It's a shame the theater's been closed since '81, though.
wake me up, I fever dream, and now I lose control.
So it's much brighter and poppier than their last album, and that's coming directly from the lead singer, Nanna Hilmarsdottir. Apparently she composed it away from the acoustic guitar and more focused on the laptop, which contributes to its overall sound, although it doesn't stray too far from what they're known for.
It's bigger than hip hop.
Yeah, my watch dumb, but my chain a little dumber. I've been doing numbers. Came up in the jungle. I can't see none of you little niggas, Stevie.
I do believe this is the highest charting album for both young Dolph and Glock, so hopefully the success of this collaborative album will actually help in their individual careers as well.
Oh my God, I think it's the greatest day of my life. So glad you arrived.
Well, we've certainly been waiting a while for this debut album, Chance the Rapper's The Big Day. Now, people might think that the album title is actually a reference to the album's release itself, since he's been active for so long without an actual studio album, but it's actually a reference to his wedding day, where he married Kirsten Corley back in March. So that's always good to keep in mind when listening through it.
I've been developing, take a look at the benefits. Nothing to meddle with, I can never be delicate. My irrelevant, that depends how you measure it. Take a measurement to back it up and give me the evidence. Pretty evident, dependable can never be
Quite the follow-up to his last album, Perception, and just as successful, if not more so as well. Now, the track I just played you is the very first track and the namesake track of the album. And boy, do we all know that I'm a sucker for orchestral elements, especially in aggressive hip-hop. Well, DJ Snake's Carte Blanche is now the #1 EDM album that we covered last week, and I guess the Chainsmokers haven't been releasing any new EPs for World War Joy. They might just be waiting to release the whole album, so I'll keep you updated on that front.
And now I need some help from the maestro, please!
dreaming. Indigo, baby, what you wanna do tonight? What you got for me to try?
Well, this worked its way back up here, probably due to the success of the song No Guidance, which features Drake. That song is currently #6 on the Hot 100.
I'm the bad guy. Duh.
Speaking of the Hot 100, Bad Guy is holding on very strongly to the #2 spot on the chart, probably due to the Justin Bieber remix that was released. And for those wondering, yes, Old Town Road is still #1.
'Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby, yeah. All the bad things disappear. Yeah, you make making me feel like maybe I am somebody.
If you wanted more music videos from this album, they just released the Nothing On You video featuring Paulo Londra and Dave, so if you're a big fan of Ed Sheeran's music videos, go check that out.
Oh my God, I think it's the greatest day of my life. So glad you arrived.
This album surprised everyone, because everybody expected it to be number one, especially because there was such a large amount of hype behind it. But obviously, as we all know, the number one album for this week is actually...
I'm in developing, take a look at the benefits. Nothing to meddle with, I can never be delicate. My irrelevant, that depends how you measure it. Take a measurement to back it up and give me the evidence. Pretty evident, dependable, can never be taken.
So not only did it beat out Chance the Rapper's debut album, it's also currently the highest-selling rap album of the year. It did really well in the iTunes store. There were a bunch of merch bundles on NF's website, as well as being a concert ticket album redemption offer, so you could both get the album and see him on tour. So quite a selection of albums to come home to. I say that as if I haven't been doing this while I was abroad anyway, but you know, it's just good to be back with my normal setup.
And now I need some help on the maestro, please. Maestro.